tape.
Come on!
That's it, under orders and the racing. And standing at the start, no retreat. And on the inside, one of the first away is Moon Digwa. Right up there in the early stages is Esprit de Cot. Tom Doyle having a ride in the race now. And now Edmund taking it up over on the far side. Then Papillon, last year's winner, who's right in the van from Moral Support as they charge over the Melling Road. And we join John Hanmer.
And Edmund is definitely one of the leaders towards the outside. Beau's not far behind them either. Nor's Moral Support. Esprit de Cot's up there. Edmund's over safely. The leaders are over safely, but Spanish Main is a faller, and also Art Prince. They appear to be the only two at the first as they jump the next, and Beau's right up with the leaders with Esprit de Cot. Hanakan's fallen at the second. Addington Boy has gone as well, and Trésor de May has fallen as they jump the open ditch, fence number 3. It's Beau disputing the lead with, on the near side, Esprit de Cot. We've got a couple of fallers there. Hollybank Buck is one. The other jockey's still on the floor. I'll try and identify that in a moment. But as they jump the fourth, it's Beau on the outside with Edmund, Esprit de Cot, Merry People. The other faller was Khaki Crazy. Earth Mover's gone at the next, and also Iniscara's gone at that one. As they jump the fifth, I should be handing over to Tenny O'Hare, but unfortunately we've got no Pirate Beaches, and I can see the back markers better than the ones at the front. We've got Supreme Charm out at the back with Jeddah as they come now towards Beecher's Brook. And Beau on the outside is in the lead as they come to it. Merry People's there, Edmund is between the two. Esprit de Cot's right up there on the inside. There's some fallers towards the back. But as they come now to the Foynhaven fence, the seventh, it's Beau, Merry People, Edmund, Esprit de Cot, and Merry People made a very bad mistake there and is now riderless, but Beau and Carl Llewellyn steering a wide course with Edmund as they come to the canal turn. Then Blowing Winds improved into third place. Brave Highland is not far behind them. Norris exit swinger, but there's some carnage at the back as they come now towards Valentine's Brook, and Beau is out in front. Beau leads from in second place, Blowing Wind. Then Edmund is close up. Mr. One has gone at that one as they come now to the next with Edmund just in the lead now from Beau. Blowing Wind and Tony McCoy well there on the inside. Brave Highlanders not far behind them as they go now to the 11th fence, and it's Edmund in front from Beau in second place. Smarty is third, then Blowing Wind is fourth. Then in fifth place, just in behind those, comes Esprit de Cot, who's gone at that one. Esprit de Cot a faller. Unsinkable Boxers moved up, and Papillon is in a very good position too as they jump the 12th, and the leader is Edmund from Beau in second, Smarty third, Blowing Wind 4, Papillon 5. Then just in behind them comes Noble Lord. Then Unsinkable Boxer is next with Listen Timmy. And crossing the Melling Road now, tailed off is Supreme Charm as we join Jim McGrath.
Well, by my reckoning, there are 13 horses left in the Grand National with well over a circuit to travel, so testing of these conditions here at Aintree today. And Edmund, a proven mudlark, is out in front by 3 or 4 lengths to Beau, ridden by Carl Llewellyn, who very, very quickly went up towards the lead. Smarty is next as they come now towards fence number 13. Further back then is Blowing Wind, who's handling these conditions very well. They're nicely clear then of the chasing pack. Moon Digwa is there as well. But as they come down to the 13th, it's Edmund who leads over it from Beau and Smarty. As a faller back in the field there, Noble Lord is gone. Noble Lord is gone at the 13th as they head now to the 14th. And it's Edmund, the leader from Beau. And then on the outside, Smarty as they head now towards this one. This will be the last next time round. They're followed by Blowing Wind, and behind them Papillon, last year's winner. Further back in the field, Moon Digwa. Brave Highlander is still there. Unsinkable Boxer is still fighting on as well. And they've kicked right away from Supreme Charm and Listen Timmy as they come now to the chair. And it's Beau, the leader, to it. Beau gets over it. Oh, Edmund's gone. A shocking fall there. And Moondigwa's gone. Moondigwa's gone as well. Listen Timmy's made a remarkable recovery. And Supreme Charm has gone. So 3 gone in the chair. As they go towards the water, Beau, the top weight, out in front. From in second, Smarty. Then in third, Blowing Wind. They're followed then by Red Marauder, who's gone into fourth and running well. Followed by Papillon. They're followed next by Unsinkable Boxer. Followed then by Brave Highlander as they race out. There are only 7 horses left in the National, 7 from 40 runners as they go out now with just under a circuit to travel. And the leader is Beau, putting up a great side out in front from Smarty. They're followed by Red Marauder and Blowing Wind, and then Papillon, followed then by Brave Highlander. Behind them, Unsinkable Boxer. They're the only ones continuing in the Grand National as they go out with just under a circuit to travel. We rejoin John Hanmar.
And the 7 of them, there are just as many loose horses with the field. It's Beau out in front just from Smarty, then Blowing Wind on the outside, Red Marauder on the inside. Red Marauder led at that one, but Beau and Unsinkable Boxer made mistakes. Coming to fence number 18, Red Marauder on the near side, Beau out in the middle, who's jumping to his left, but Beau jumped that well. From in second place, Blowing Wind, then Smarty, Papillon on the outside. Now Carl Llewellyn switch positions, come right over to the inside to jump the open ditch, fence number 19. And Blowing Wind has refused at that, Papillon's refused, and also Brave Highlanders refused. So we've just got Beau now from Red Marauder and Smarty, and Unsinkable Boxer also refused. Beau's almost down, he is down at the 20th. Carl Llewellyn's tried to hang on to him. We've only got 2 left, Red Marauder and Smarty, as they go now to fence number 21, the one before Beeches. Red Marauder on the inside, Smarty on the outside. Carl Llewellyn's running after Beau, but I'm afraid he's not fast enough. And going to Beeches for the second time, just the 2 in it. I don't know if anyone else is going to remount, but Red Marauder and Smarty as they come to it. This is Beeches Brook, loose horses everywhere. Here comes Red Marauder on the inside, jumps it well, so does Smarty. Just nodded slightly on landing Smarty, but Red Marauder, who's been in great form in stable, that of Norman Mason, coming to the Foynhaven fence, and they're going really steadily now, as you'd expect. Red Marauder leading from Smarty, and Lance Armstrong has remounted. I don't know where he is on the course at the moment, and there are several remounting and jumping the open ditch or trying to jump them. Lance Armstrong refused. Papillon and Blowing Wind are continuing, but they're only coming to the 20th fence, whereas over the canal it's Red Marauder on the inside and Smarty and Blowing Wind and Papillon jump the 20th together. Meanwhile at Valentine's Brook, it's Red Marauder on the inside. Smarty jumps it well on the outside. They've got 5 to jump now, and not much to choose between them. They're not racing at the moment. Red Marauder and Smarty coming to 5 out. And Smarty jumps that just the better, but Red Marauder still travelling well on the inside from Richard Guest, Timmy Murphy on Smarty, as they come now to 4 out. Red Marauder and Smarty, and a hesitant jump by Red Marauder. That's a pretty big open ditch when the horses are tired. Smarty takes a 3-length lead. Papillon is over Beeches with Blowing Wind, but they've got no hope of catching the 2 up front unless anything happens. And Smarty well over the 3rd from home, 5 or 6 lengths clear of Red Marauder, and the other 2 are about 4 fences behind, but as they go across the Melling Road with 2 to jump, it's a match between Smarty and Timmy Murphy, Red Marauder and Richard Guest, as we join Jim McGrath.
Well, you have to go back in the history books to 1928, the last time two horses completed, and that was Tipperary Tim and Billy Barton. And Billy Barton was remounted. We've got much the same scenario here, as we've got two fences left to jump in the 2001 Martel Grand National. And Richard Guest takes Red Marauder into a clear lead now from Smarty. Richard Guest having his 8th ride in the race. This 35-year-old experienced jockey who was second on Romany King in 1992. He's well clear of Smarty. Timmy Murphy, who's having his 5th ride in the race. The other two have remounted, but we can't see them at the moment. As they come down to the second last, Red Marauder walked over that one, dragged his back legs through. This is real stamina sapping stuff. In second place is Smarty. They're the only ones in camera shot, as they've got one fence left to jump in the Martel Grand National. And out in front, Red Marauder comes towards it now. Got over it. Red Marauder well clear as they race up now towards the elbow. Now it's Red Marauder who's out in front. Battling on in second is Smarty, looking well back down the track to try and find Papillon, who's been remounted. But as they race towards the elbow, this is a famous victory for Red Marauder and Richard Guest as he races now past the elbow, up on the run-in now. The cheers of the crowd, and they are applauding a very brave horse and a great rider. It's a great ride by Richard Guest to go on and win the 2001 Martel Grand National on Red Marauder. Red Marauder comes home alone. Red Marauder, the winner of the Grand National, has won it by a distance. In second is Smarty. We look back down the track. I'm looking back down there. It's blowing wind and Papillon. They have been remounted. Blowing wind, been remounted by Tony McCoy. Papillon by Ruby Walsh. And they race now. They've got two fences left to jump, and they look like they will attempt to complete the course, and they're just hacking home here for the minor money. Smarty just crossing the line in second. And there are the remaining two who have been remounted. And on the near side, blowing wind, Tony McCoy determined to at last complete the course. But there is the top of the screen. We see Red Marauder's jockey Richard Guest, one of the most experienced riders in the field. Here they come now towards the last, and it's blowing wind. Tony McCoy, who goes into third after having remounted. Papillon, last year's winner. Ruby Walsh looking over his shoulder. No point in pushing that one out to the line now. And they're racing towards the elbow. But there is the winning jockey, Richard Guest.